we're going to see some of those veterans who we would expect to see in the starting 11 when the World Cup kicks off. This is that period in the game where we're going to have to keep track of all the substitutions.
You miss your home country? That's pretty beautiful.
Absolutely. It's been a couple of years since I've been there. Hopefully we'll be visiting this summer to celebrate a World Cup win.
Oh, calm down. Fans ready to go for second half here at the Estadio Municipal de Braga. Mexican wave doing the rounds. Everyone in jovial spirits. Just 2 weeks away from kickoff in the World Cup. Portugal will take on Spain in their opening game, followed by Morocco and then Iran.
And just like so many things in Portugal, the Portuguese players coming out late into the game, and the Tunisians following suit. As we take a look at the highlights from the first half, there's the first goal, André Silva with the header, pushing himself into some space after a great ᴘᴏrᴜnᴜ delivery to the second post. Goal number 1,000 for the Portuguese national team. And it's André Silva, the man who hasn't been able to find the back of the net with some consistency at AC Milan. Did so there. He'll be very important in this World Cup. The second goal coming from ᴘᴜrᴜnᴜ, who rockets this ball past Mohez Hassan, the West Ham man. Very much a fixture in Fernando Santos' 11.
What a special strike. Perfect technique from João Mario. And this, the third goal in the game. The one to get Tunisia back into it. Anis Badri venturing in from that left-hand side. It's a wicked hit, though.
And you saw Ricardo getting pulled in to the middle, leaving that space for Badri to rifle his shot. But that whole back line collapsing, a lot of pressure on the strong side, and nobody keeping an eye on the weak side.
Mario Rui to come into the game in place of Rafael Guerreiro. He had a troubling first half at times. The Borussia Dortmund man. In comes the Napoli fullback now, just for his second cap. Ali Maou come into the game as well, the youngster. Second half underway here in Braga. 2-1 to Portugal. Goals from André Silva and João Mario. And Anis Badri pulling one back for the visitors. Kevin Egan, delighted to be alongside Eric Krakauer here in the booth over in our Spanish commentary, a team of Jose Baus and Bruno Santos.
Ali Maou stepping into that left side of the back four for Tunisia, it seems.
Really well worked, João Mario. He might get lucky here, João Mario. In on goal, João Mario! Comfortable save, but a fine move once more from Portugal. He rode his luck, João Mario. Sometimes you create your own luck in this game. Right start. Wonderful delivery inside. It falls all the way through for Ricardo to clear his lines.
Pep not happy with Khalifa going down there. That brings back bad memories if you're a Portuguese supporter.
It's Ben Youssef into the game for Kawi. Tunisia go again. Crowded out. Portugal win it back. Calm play from Pepe. William Carvalho. João Mario. Silva. Pass cut off. Clash of heads. We see Andre Silva feeling the effects of that one. Going up against the captain, Tirjani Sassi.
Late hit from Sassi, the captain, leaving his mark on André Silva. Curious changes by Nabil Malul, taking out Ǩaoui, an attacking midfielder, and bringing in Ben Youssef, a Kasim Pasa man in Turkey, center back. We'll take a look at that head-to-head clash, head-to-face clash.
If Andre Silva is to start games, where does Cristiano Ronaldo fit in this attack?
Well, I think that you'll see a change from a 4-3-3, which we're sort of seeing a hybrid, to a 4-4-2 with Cristiano Ronaldo partnering up with André Silva up top, with some variations, of course, because when you're Cristiano Ronaldo, you get to choose where you play, but that has been the pattern under Santos, who in many ways responsible for moving Cristiano Ronaldo into a more of a striker's position from his favorite left side or left wing.
So 2 changes then for Nabil Malul. What can Tunisia do to get back into this game? Not used to falling behind, Tunisia. And oftentimes with these World Cup warm-up games, you see teams play against sides from the region. You see Tunisia here today. They'll play England and Belgium. For Portugal, they'll take on Morocco, Northern African side. João Mario comes away with the ball.
World Cup teams or any major tournament team usually looks for opponents that are similar to those that they will find in the tournament. They look for similar characteristics, but very often, Kevin, they look for the geography, and they'll look for neighbors of those countries that they'll be facing in the big tournaments. And that doesn't always work out. Something here off the ball.
I believe it was Pepe hit hard as he was clearing the ball. Excuse me, no, it was Adrien Silva. No, Pepe, it was Pepe. The big man brought to ground. Adrien Silva hit after that one as well. And it's the second time in about 60 seconds that Pepe felt the challenge was too much.
And that's a little bit of a leftover from the little interchange that they had when Khalifa went down in the box earlier on at the beginning of the second half, and Pep wasn't happy with it. Khalifa getting him back with a late hit there, getting a stern warning from Banti. But I was saying before, when you choose your opponents geographically, you don't always find ones that play similar styles to the ones that you're going to face in the World Cup or in the European Championship. the expectation here is that Tunisia is somewhat similar to Morocco.
Bernardo Silva. It's such a tight battle in the center of midfield throughout this game. Mario Rui has been speaking very, very highly indeed of both André Gomes and ᴘᴏrᴜnᴜ. Both players being linked with a move to Napoli, now under the guidance of Carlo Ancelotti.
And I said before that it was Ben Youssef would come in, not the Qasim Pasha defender, but the midfielder from Al Ittifaq in Saudi Arabia.
Easy for you to say.
I hope I didn't butcher that name. So like for like in both of Tunisia's substitutions.
There is Nabil Malou. People of Tunisia believe in him. Back at the World Cup for the first time since 2006. They were at 98, 02 and 06, so a barren spell at 12 years for a side that had Africa's first ever victory in a World Cup match back in 1978, a big 3-1 victory against Mexico. That meant that African sides had more teams heading to Spain in 1982. Now a good chance for Portugal. Bernardo Silva onto that trusty left foot. Bernardo Silva. Still goes Silva. Still Silva. Oh, it's off the woodwork. Big chance. Still for Portugal. And Bernardo Silva on a second attempt. He wants that one back. Sublime technique. And he just couldn't put it away. Kisses the post.
All the skill that made him such a target when he was on his way out of Monaco. After taking on 3-4 defenders, unleashing a daisy cutter off the post, and then João Mario getting a shot saved by Moise Hassan. Bernardo Silva, delightful player to watch on the ball. So confident at taking on players on the dribble.
So incredibly composed on the ball, the Manchester City man. This is 23rd cap for his country. Played in 35 Premier League games for Pep Guardiola, just starting 15 of those though. In his debut campaign in Manchester. Now Tunisia looking to equalise. Oh, that's poor. Really poor.
A mandatory look at the turf.
Yeah, Ali Malou just checks out the surface. The moment of magic once more from Twinkle Toes himself, Bernardo Silva.
Sending Mariah and Ben Alouane into each other. That move deserved better. And it's that sprightly confidence that the whole of Portugal will be hoping for in the World Cup. When Portugal finally takes the stage against Spain in their opening game.
Bernardo Silva. Cleared away by Mariah. Portugal will go again. William to Adrian Silva. Mario Rui. And all the way back to Ruben Dias. You talk to Tunisia win it back in midfield.
Tackle
back to that in a moment. Distance now, Khalifa. You talk to people from, say, Argentina, people from Belgium, wonderful squads, yet they don't seem overly confident about their side's chances at a World Cup. When I talk to Portuguese, they're all very confident ahead of this tournament.
Well, when you have Cristiano Ronaldo, anything can happen, but it's the supporting cast. I hate to use that term because...
Great ball through for João Mario, but the cover was there. Really good defending. And Tunisia brilliantly work it out of the back as Ricardo puts in the tackle. Play away, says the referee. Oh, what a nutmeg. And chance for Mario Rui.
Well, it was Sleety dribbling himself into trouble. And then he asked for a foul. The ball ends up at the feet of Adrian Silva, who says, I know you see it, but you're not going to get it. He takes a strike right into the hands of Hassan in goal. Again, that's the sprightly confidence that the Portuguese will want to see from the Portuguese national team players.
It was indeed Adrian Silva. Beautiful nutmeg and a wicked hit. And this is a sight you don't want to see with the goalkeeper down injured, Moez Hassan. But this is a beautiful sight here at the Estadio Municipal de Braga. Capacity of 30,000 people. And this crowd well and truly enjoying this spectacle before they send their side off, the European champions, off to Russia to see if they can go and make it back-to-back major tournaments.
Well, based on the lyrics of their little chant here, ᴘᴏrᴛᴜ champions, goes back to what I was saying, Kevin. There's a lot of confidence in that supporting cast because they're no longer the supporting cast. When you look at players like Bernardo Silva at Manchester City, you look at João Mario now at West Ham, so important to that team. Pep, even in his veteran age, just very important players who can change the course of a game at the drop of a hat.
There's a young Eric Cracker. Young Portuguese fan enjoying the occasion. Wonderful sights and sounds here in Braga. And here is Mario Rui.
And for many, Mario Rui not expected to make the 23. It was only after Fábio Coentrão, the Real Madrid man on loan at Sporting, announced that he was not going to take part in the World Cup, that he was fatigued, that the Napoli man came into the fold.
So a real chance to shine then for Mario Rui. Great pressure from Portugal. Footwork has been excellent all evening from João Mario. Tough challenge for Gianni Sassi with the foul.
And that's a challenge born out of frustration. The Portuguese moving the ball so quickly in front of those two anchormen, Sassi and Skiri. Manuel Fernandes and Font getting ready to come in.
So Moez Hassan, the goalkeeper for Tunisia, able to continue as he organises his defence with Bernardo Silva over the ball.
And we know who would take this, even from this angle, were he on the pitch, Cristiano Ronaldo. And an opportunity here for Bernardo Silva.
Or Quaresma, both standing over it. Big chance for Portugal before they make those switches. We see Font and Fernandes on the bench, ready to come in. Now Quaresma, what a ball that is! 3-1 Portugal. The flag goes up. This one will not count.
But how about that for a delivery? A curling ball. Carvalho is offside. Into the far post.
It is a perfect delivery from Ricardo Quaresma. Now we'll see Fernando Santos make that double switch. Jose Font set to come in. Now over in China, Dalian Yifang. A wonderful time at Southampton. And Pepe, the legend, will make way. And his 93rd appearance for Portugal this evening. 35-year-old off, a 34-year-old on. Adrian Silva also to depart this game. And in his place, ᴘᴜrᴛᴜ.
Title winner with Lokomotiv in the Russian Premier League.
Yeah, the 5th country he's played in, ᴘᴜrᴛᴜ. 32-year-old, lots of experience.
Like for like switch as well. And I think that Adrian Silva's performance will go a long way into silencing the detractors, those who felt that he did not deserve to be in this squad. Ruben Neves of Wolverhampton, of course, controversially left out by Fernando Santos after what was a spellbinding season.
Excellent in the Championship with Wolves, back up to the Premier League. Wolves, a club that are being heavily linked with a big money move for Andre Silva. Ali Malou over the ball. Anthony Lopez organizes his defense. Tunisia look for an equalizer. Great delivery. Punched away by Lopez. Back towards Malou. Another fine delivery. Oh, it's in the back of the net. Tunisia have leveled things. And yes, it will count. It's the substitute, Youssef, with the finish.
And talk about controversy. It looked like ᴘᴜrᴜnᴜ was in an offside position, perhaps impeding Anthony Lopes in goal.
But it was the ghosting run of ᴘᴜrᴜnᴜ Youssef.
And Youssef is certainly onside, but Lopes with his hand up because ᴘᴜrᴜnᴜ was not in the right position.
There's nobody interfering with play. Nobody in the sight of the goalkeeper impeding the view of Anthony Lopez. And there is a fabulous run from the substitute today, ᴘᴜrᴜnᴜ Youssef, and he levels things.
And that was a fantastic ball, whipping in from that right-hand side. So difficult for a goalkeeper as well, whether he comes out or not. Tidy finish as well.
Yeah, excellent delivery, not for the first time, the second time of asking from the other substitute, Ali Malou.
We have ourselves a game.
You said it, Eric Krakauer. 2-0 Portugal, nice and early in this game. Tunisia, the visitors from North Africa, pulling their way back. 2-2 in Braga.
And that goal comes right after the substitutions are made. Confusion as to whom is marking whom. It is a second ball coming in. Still falling asleep. Optional defending. There's one who's hurt.
You're right, Eric Krakauer. The second ball in, and you're just taking Pepe off the field. Your talisman at the back. Not good enough defensively from Portugal. There is a new man into the game, ᴘᴜrᴜnᴜ for his 13th appearance for Portugal. Another sub ready to come in is Kalali. And out comes Khalifa, who's been lively up front for Tunisia.
Jalali, a center midfielder. Perhaps Nabil Malou looking to lock things up a little bit in the middle of the field. Khalifa was industrious, but never really found himself in any position where he could really threaten the Portuguese. Worked hard for his teammates. And that's really going to be the case, I think, in the World Cup when they play Belgium and England. The sort of unrewarded work that you want your forward player, your striker, to do.
This is a big eye-opener. Tunisia very impressive on the road here. Away in Portugal. In such a tough group. Group G alongside Belgium, England and Panama. Had a lot of fighting talk from many of the players from Tunisia in recent weeks. Not there to make up the numbers. There to compete. Tunisia aside, this will be their 5th World Cup. They've never qualified out of a group. Just one win in their history back in that 1978 World Cup against Mexico.
And this is where you want to see Portugal pick up their game. They expected to, after the second goal, they expected that they'd be able to run away with the match. Things not happening that way, with 2 defensive mistakes costing them 2 goals.
Created many opportunities in the game in Portugal. 16 shots in total, just 5 on target. Many would have expected Portugal to dominate the ball a lot more at home against a side like Tunisia. Just 57% possession for Fernando Santos' team. Now Tunisia will go again. Is there a winner for the away side today?
Dangerous tackle there from Sassi.
Yeah, Quaresma loves that type of ball. It's a great delivery from ᴘᴏrᴜ. The outside of the boot.
Trademark Trivela from Quaresma. Once criticized by José Mourinho when he was at Inter for not using his left foot. But why do you need to do that when you've got a right foot that can do that? I've seen you try some of those, Kevin.
Works every time. Portugal, quick corner kick. Referee says they'll have to do it again. Quaresma with that right foot. Deep delivery. It'll be kept in play by Andre Silva. Into the grateful paws of the goalkeeper, Moez Hassan. Ball out of play.
Portugal pressing a little bit higher now, trying to close those passing lanes.
We saw 1 or 2 other options on the bench for Fernando Santos. You want a bit of creativity. Someone like Gonçalo Guedes, decent option on the bench. Anyone else stand out to you?
Well, what stood out was your pronunciation.
I'm doing my best.
No, it was very good. It was very good. Yeah, I'd like to see him come in. I think perhaps we will see him for Quaresma. And yet, with all that pressure that Portugal puts on Tunisia from time to time, the Tunisians don't get intimidated. They still try to build out of the back, and very often to their own detriment. And here's the man you just spoke about.
Fernando's listening.
Gonçalo Guedes for Bernardo Silva. And we're going to see Cedric on the right.
Here is Gonçalo Guedes. 8th appearance for the Portuguese national team. He had 5 La Liga goals for Valencia this season. Really lit things up at Mestalla. The PSG putting a $90 million price tag on the Portuguese winger. Cedric also coming into the game He's currently being linked to Manchester United.
Well, the World Cup will certainly be the shopping window for him. Gedge making his presence known right from the get-go. And that man, ᴘᴜ·rᴜᴜᴜ, not quite as imposing as he was in the first half, but continuing to impress in that midfield.
Wonderful pass, Tunisia. On the hunt for that winner. Big switch. Cleared away by Rúben Dias. Still in the game, the 21-year-old.
It's that weak side once again from Portugal that tends to be open. Tunisians trying to exploit it. I'm not sure Rúben Dias has made a single mistake in this game. Excellent first cap for the Benfica man. Will he remain with Benfica? That's the big question, with lots of clubs interested in him.
And it is one thing that stands out to me about this Fernando Santos squad is there's a lot of experience. You know, you look at even players on the bench today like Bruno Alves, 36 years of age, playing at Rangers. But yet there's a lot of youth as well. You know, young players like Rúben Dias at 21 years of age, alongside a Pepe at 35.
And that's what Santos has been able to do since the European Championship. He's been able to blood new players.
Not rely on the old guard.
Exactly. Well, he's still relying on the old guard. I mean, you still see Bruno Alves in the 23.
Not necessarily relying on him.
That is yet to be determined.
Yes, he's been running at them all evening. Still Negues from distance. Decent effort.
He really has been a headache on that right-hand side. Darting forward whenever he can, taking on defenders. Created that excellent opportunity for ᴘᴜ in the first half when he took on Guerreiro and beat him rather easily. Guerreiro didn't have the best of halves, coming off an injury.
Here's ⴫ Excellent ball to the feet of Gonçalo Guedes, not too far away. The fans appreciate the effort.
One of the few times where Portuguese players found some space in between those two lines. Wayward shot. And that's where, apart from the early chances in the second half for Portugal, born from the feet of Bernardo Silva and then João Mário, who gets his shot saved, the Tunisians have been very good at closing the space in between the lines. They did so in the beginning of the first half as well.
So ᴘᴜ·rᴜᴜ will make way, and in comes a vibrant young player, so incredibly talented player playing over in France. Bassem Sarafri with lots of potential coming in for Tunisia, wearing 18. Played in 26 games for Nice, scoring 3 goals. And Arsenal scouts, we're hearing, are here in Braga, keeping an eye on him today.
A dynamic winger.
And Tunisia go again. Good tracking back, though. And the thankless work up front nearly paid off from Andre Silva.
Tunisia was pushing forward there. They sent 5 players forward. They're not content with the scoreline. If you're Nabil Maaloul, And you should be very happy with the fact that your team is doing so well against one of the outside favorites in the World Cup.
Mariah all the way back to the goalkeeper, Hassan. Chance for Tunisia to go again on the left-hand side. Here's the goal scorer, Badri. Ali Malou blocked away by Cedric.
Malou heavily involved since coming in. We saw what his set pieces can do, leading to the second goal for Tunisia.
Oh, beautiful nutmeg. And it's a beautiful delivery as well. Cleared away, for now at least, by the 21-year-old Rúben Dias.
I was going to say it's Rúben Dias again. He hasn't put a foot wrong. In this case, his head. Great bit of skill from Sassi.
Oh, excellent footwork. Another wonderful delivery. And how about that? Jose Font just did about enough to get there. And was there a foul on that play? Maybe we'll get a chance to see that again.
It was Ben Youssef making that near post run.
He's been dangerous. He has himself on the scoreboard. And Ben Youssef inches away from getting something on that delicious cross from the right-hand side.
And the crowd not happy with what they're seeing. ᴘᴏrᴛᴜ looks like a frustrated man.
Here is that footwork. Excellent little build-up. Well, this is the latest one between ᴘᴏrᴜ and Mariah.
Not quite sure what ᴘᴏrᴜ is complaining about. Maybe he wanted the corner there. It does look like it came off of Mariah's foot. ᴘᴏrᴜ coming in. Portimão native, south of Portugal.
Comes into the game for the very impressive João Mário today. Straight swap. And João Moutinho, someone who's in many ways profited off Bernardo Silva's move away from Monaco. Played in 31 League On games for Leonardo Jardim's men this season.
Well, last season he was covered by Bakayoko and Fabinho. And has been linked with Liverpool, according to the most recent reports.
Fabinho.
I don't think Moutinho will want to leave the Principality, living the good life.
Tunisia not afraid to commit men forward. Naguez has gone tearing down the right-hand side again. A bit of lack of communication at the back for Portugal, but they'll come away with it through William Carvalho.
And Shalali has brought a little bit of energy to this Tunisian team. Center midfielder by trade, but playing a little bit further up next to Ben Youssef. Both teams tweaking their tactics. More like a 2-4-4-2 hybrids.
Manuel Fernandes. Cedric. Back to William Carvalho. Sloppy ball. Tunisia get the try. And that's where you see a little bit of trepidation in these games. Certainly from substitutes, I feel, when they come in trying to impress, maybe trying to overdo things so slightly, and in the end that's a costly turnover.
Well, it's also difficult. You're breaking the rhythm of the game. Most of the players on the field have been there for the 75, 80 some odd minutes, so they don't have quite the same energy. A little bit of handbags.
Ben Youssef.
ᴘᴏrᴜ and Ben Youssef.
Yeah, he was in hard on ᴘᴏrᴜ there. Had a couple of bites. ᴘᴏrᴜ wins it back, and there you see this game just getting a little bit chippy. Ģedes. Too much. Too little space for Quaresma.
You see what he's trying to do there, looking for Quaresma, but perhaps should have opted for the shot. We've seen him shoot from that angle for Valencia and scoring some beauties. Just a little bit too much on that ball.
Beautiful sights and sounds of the Estadio Municipal de Braga. 2-2. 7 minutes left in the 90 between the European champions Portugal and Tunisia, getting set to play in their 5th ever World Cup. An enthralling battle. Portugal with a 2-0 lead through André Silva and João Mario. The away side through Anis Badri and Ben Youssef clawing their way back into this game. Tough test for Portugal next on Saturday in Brussels to take on Belgium, another opponent from Group G.
Same group as Tunisia. And Tunisia playing against Portugal because they are perhaps one of the teams that is the most similar to Belgium, at least in the style of play. A midfield absolutely saturated with ability and skill.
Yes, Cedric. Picks out Ricardo Quaresma. Excellent from Ricardo Quaresma. Draws the foul, and a tough one at that. Yassine Raya with the big hit on Quaresma.
Well, he's not making any friends today. Good skill. But before he had that ball and before he was fouled, he had Manuel Fernandes attacking that half space. Should have released the ball. Fernandes had no marker on him. And there's a locomotive man looking to deliver a good ball.
Manuel Fernandes. Lots of handbags inside the area. Fernandes with the deep cross. Goalkeeper just about gets there, and it'll filter through for the substitute, João Moutinho. He wants the corner and gets it.
That was well handled by Hassan in goal. Skeety. He's been in the battles tonight, the Montpellier man.
Both centre midfielders this evening for Tunisia. Skeety and Sassy not shying away from anything at all in terms of the physical elements of the game. Can Quaresma keep it in play? No.
It's another wasted delivery. Joseph Font, during that set-piece play, seemed to have caught Skeety with his left arm inadvertently.
Ali Maloul over the ball. Substitution for Tunisia then. The goal scorer, the first one for Tunisia, is Anis Badri to make way. Coming into the game then. Akichi. A striker. Tunisia. Maybe going after the win here, Eric.
And rightly so. Nothing to lose.
Play from Gonzalo Ģedes. Tunisia pick the pocket, but Portugal win it back.
Kaichi playing his trade in Saudi Arabia for Al Ittihad. 9 goals for Tunisia.
Really well worked. And Nabil Maloul's men work it out beautifully again.
And given how Tunisia has tried over and over again to build from the back, you get the sense that that is what Maloul, the manager, really wants to work on with this team.
Beautiful ball. There is the outside of the foot from Quaresma. Offside flag goes up.
Against Belgium and England, you'd expect Tunisia to be pegged back. Clearly offside, Quaresma. And so, trying to get his team not to just send the ball route one into the opponent's half, actually try to keep a little bit of possession and break the rhythm of better teams. And you've seen it happen in this game with Portugal sometimes not being able to get enough possession, enough rhythm, especially since Bernardo Silva has left the field and Adrien Silva. Might as well add João Mario to that lot. Those three, so impressive.
There's no question all the substitutes in a warm-up game like this, like you said, Eric, absolutely breaks up the flow of the game. I think that Nabil Maloul will be the happier of the two managers if the score was to remain 2-2. Here is the substitute. Just takes a bit of a trip.
You can see the contrast between both sets of subs. The Portuguese that have come in haven't necessarily added much to the game, whereas all the moves made by Nabil Maloul have worked out well. Ben Youssef gets himself a goal, is involved in another dangerous play. Shalali on the right has been industrious since coming in, and there he is on the ball as I speak. There's a lot to be optimistic about if you are the manager for these Eagles of Carthage.
Here is the pacey fullback once more. Loves a run. ģēs just overcooks that one. Ricardo Quaresma will keep this in play. But the referee blows it up on the 90-minute mark. Fernando Santos wanted more time in this game. And on both halves, the referee, just a few seconds before the end of the 45, Luca Banti blows an end to the game. 2-2, the final score at the Estadio Municipal de Braga.